Hello, in this video we will discuss about the weight loss pathophysiology and the catabolism. So basically here we will just understand about the general mechanism. There are many complications we will not understand in this video. So just general overview of the weight loss pathophysiology. So the abnormal weight loss is the drastically decreased weight with muscle loss, fat loss, and decreased bone density due to osteoporosis in female in the later on age. 45 year and blood imbalance dehydration due to some reason. So there are many complications due to the weight loss means the density of the body will be lost while the volume can be increased but the density will be lost. So the diabetes mellitus 2 and 1 can cause the diabetes weight loss, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome AIDS, and loss of appetite, anorexia nervosa, and overconsumption of calories, then intake, basically the malnutrition. But the anorexia nervosa is the disease in the early age in female mostly, which cause the suppress the appetite, loss of appetite due to the brain control. So here is the hypertension, stress, anxiety, fever, frequent vomiting, renal dysfunction, and overproduction of leptin and ghrelin in the digestive tract from the digestive tract, and genetic cause also, and thyroid gland overproduction is known as the hyperthyroidism. So let's here I am drawing the normal person which contain a 66 feet. So there are many on the basis of their height, 5 feet to the 6 feet, the 65 kg to 80 kg weight is the normal in the normal person, while the abnormal can be the 50 to 30 kg is the abnormal in the 6 feet. So in this way here you can see this is the pancreas which that is a major important role for the balance of the food input and output. So here is first of all we will understand about the pituitary gland which that produce the adenohypophysis produce growth hormone. This growth hormone basically will stimulate, and this growth hormone will stimulate the bone formation, muscle formation, as well as other the collagen formation and skin repair. So the somatostatin decrease with the passage of time in age older. So the muscle weak due to the old age, and the wrinkle of skin due to the cell division decrease. So the decreasing of the cell division is the important character for the aging. So the aging is also lead to cause the weight loss. While here the loss of muscles, loss of bone density, osteoporosis in female and muscle atrophy, lipolysis and fat loss and degradation of glycogen is known as the glycogenolysis, and the neurodegradation is also important due to the whole throughout the body contain a nervous system will the damage the or not more divide the cells in G0 phase due to the cell division decrease. So here is the that is important things lead to cause the weight loss, while here is just understand about the endocrine function. So here the pancreas contain beta cell and alpha cell produce glucagon and insulin, as well as somatostatin from the delta cell. So the glucagon used for the catabolism, so the catabolism will be more. In this way here you can see the abnormal cell will not take insulin while the glucagon will trigger to proteolysis, and diabetes mellitus 2 will lead to cause this dysfunction, and this dysfunction will lead to increase the glycogenolysis, glycolysis, and beta oxidation of fatty acid, ketogenesis, gluconeogenesis, which is catabolic proteolysis, can cause loss of tissue growth, degradation of muscle. So this all thing is lead to decrease the weight. Why? Because the glycogenolysis, the weight of the glycogen in our muscle will maintain. So in this way the glycogen will deplete. So that is why also the adipose tissue will deplete Beta oxidation is the major cause. Due to the insulin sensitivity will be decreased. While here is the normal cell which contain a higher affinity with insulin receptor will lead to increase the inflow of their many things, for example glucose, protein and fats. So that is why insulin is the anabolic, and insulin dysfunction will lead to cause the weight loss due to the uptake of the food particles will not occur. So here is the blood circulatory system, which that is basically the hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia can be occur in the diabetes. So that is the major reason for the weight loss. For example, glucagon will lead to hypoglycemia, and glycogenolysis and lipolysis will be triggered by this mechanism due to the glucagon, and this is the hypoglycemia is the major reason. And the muscle and liver will be decrease their weight and their density, so adipose tissue will lead to lipolysis due to the glucagon. On the other hand, during the hyperglycemia will be occurring in our body, so the loss of glucose when we will intake the glucose, so it will not important for binding with the insulin receptor, so that it is why inflow of the glucose will not occur. So the loss of glucose is glucoseuria, and the renal glucose output will be more. So on the other hand, here let's begin to understand the AIDS. So this is the another mechanism. That AIDS means that it can be caused by parasite HIV virus or malfunction of T cell through an autoimmune disorder or some other things. So the CD4 T cell will be decreased. After the decreasing of the CD4 T cell, the diseases of accelerates. Diseases acceleration will be increased, and in this way the dysfunction of the body will lead to decrease the immune response, and in this way the loss of the muscle tissue collagen as well as the bone deformation. On the other hand, the fever is the important part for the weight loss. Due to the high temperature, enzymes stop to work and our heat produce and stop digestion. So that is why our heat production and the less function of the enzyme with a frequent fever, which that will lead to decrease the weight because loss of appetite due to the enzymatic activity dysfunction, as well as the high temperature will lead to disrupt our body. On the other hand, important thing is that our heat production is a calorie burning. On the other hand, here is the hypertension and stress is the nervous system part, which that is a sympathetic activity will be increased while the parasympathetic nervous system will be decreased. Rest and digest. While the stress, anxiety, disorder, and other things will lead to catabolism. Due to the high level of the cortisol in our body will lead to destruction of the tissue and glycogenolysis, proteolysis. On the other hand, the lipolysis. And here is a frequent vomiting will be increased due to the stress and anxiety will lead to suppress the appetite, and other reason can be due to the frequent vomiting. And on the other hand, the loss of enzymes food recovery take time and lead to glycogenolysis will be occur, and in this way the glycogenolysis again will lose the fat, so the lipolysis also. So that is why this is for the normal function of the hypoglycemia will lead to the muscle loss, and frequent vomiting will lead to hypoglycemia, muscle loss and glycogenolysis. So this is the frequent vomiting will lead to decrease, while the one time vomiting cannot cause the weight loss. So frequent vomiting can lead to loss of weight. So on the other hand, here is the sympathetic nervous system, which that is trigger the hypothalamus to a limbic system through leptin and ghrelin will produce from the gastrointestinal tract, and the hypothalamus will lead to limbic system enhancement. Vagus nerve suppress the appetite through vagus nerves, and the vagus nerve will lead to suppress the appetite due to the parasympathetic nervous system, and ghrelin and leptin produce. Our production of leptin and ghrelin is the problem. And on the other hand, the adipose tissue, this adipose tissue is the loss of appetite will lead to increase the lipolysis, and this produce also the leptin and ghrelin, which that lead to increase the hypothalamus activity to limbic system, and vagus nerve will transmit the signal to suppress appetite. So on the other hand, here is the stomach acidity will imbalance due to the vomiting, and the acidity will be decreased. So that is why the digestion will not. So that is also the problem for the vomiting. And exocrine dysfunction of pancreas. So the pancreatitis is the loss of protein, fat, carb digestion due to the exocrine activity of the pancreas is also the problem for the digestion of protein, fat, and carbohydrate. So that's all lead to decrease the weight. So thanks for watching. This was the weight loss pathophysiology, that is the catabolism and some the part of the catabolism. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe.